I'll play whatever FromSoft makes. Like, by golly. Like, I am excited. I want more Armored Core. I was very happy with Armored Core 6. I would be quite pleased. Quite pleased to get more of that. I hope they do it in the style they usually do it in, which is you have a base game and then you have a secondary game that has its own, like, story, but you can import all of your gear and builds from the last one. It's part of, like, a generation. Like, Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer, Armored Core 2 and Armored Core 2 Another Age. So I'm hoping for more of that kind of stuff. What's all this then? Hell yeah, more Armored Core. You got a permit for these skulls? I doubt it. You've killed Mesmer as your favorite boss. Armored Core 6, more beam. Can never have too much beam. Just like how you can never have too many beans in your burrito mix. Alright, that's the tower I climbed earlier. Well, we're being funneled toward giant firemen. Ooh, look at these fun little spiral towers. A little higher up than I thought I was. My leg! Man was just out walking his dog. I mean, from the trailer alone, I will say that the dancing lion, which is, it looks like 3 dudes in like one of those Chinese dragon floats. That dude might be my favorite just from the trailer alone. He looks super fucking cool. Oh, a cave? Hold on. Ooh, more paintings? Hell yeah. I wish there was more of this in the base game. Sacred Tower painting. That looks pretty neat. Well, one thing that's frustrated me about being alive is as you're growing up, you're always going to run into people that will say things like, "Oh, my back, don't get old, kiddo. Ah, my leg, don't get old, kiddo." Those are not the warnings I wanted. The warnings I wanted were, listen, if you eat garbage, you're gonna end up feeling like garbage. Like, not in the long-term sense. I mean, like, if you go out, like, you can eat whatever you want, you're gonna be fine for a long time, but at some point, there's gonna be a change. And eating, like, a bunch of trash is gonna suddenly give you a fucking headache all the time, or some garbage. That's the warning I needed as a kid. It's beware. If your breakfast is a fast food sandwich, you might be in for a world of headaches. Because of the giant sodium content. Where were those warnings? Man, the reach on this thing does leave a little bit desired. I did learn drink water, but I learned that at a young age when the whole going to the hospital for dehydration happened. Like, I've told stories before of, like, feeling like trash because having, like, McDonald's or something. That's the warning I needed as a kid. How your body processes food will change. Aches and pains, I've had those since I was, like, 6. Don't care about that. But since these are delicious and they are helping me feel better, gotta say, if you're, like, a fan of eating nuts, shockingly, Target, I don't know why, Target has, like, a huge selection of interesting nut mixes that are good. Like, I had a lavender honey glazed almonds from there, which was very interesting. I don't, acquired taste, but I like lavender a lot. And then I forgot the other one, but I talked about it already. It was lemon poppy cashews. Excellent. And right now it's a pistachio mix. And like affordable. The grocery store, anything with pistachio is like fucking $20. This big ass container next to me was like $8. I'm sorry, I know you're not allowed to eat nuts. I'm sorry. You'll never know the joy of having a mouthful of nuts. Whoa, 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 I'm picking a fight with you. Literally shaking and crying right now because I can't have nuts in my mouth. Don't kick rocks at me, don't do it. Oh! I'm sorry, was that 0 damage? Is that how much damage I did? Is that a fire giant's face just on his knee? That is laughable damage. I gotta go. Oh! I might as well be tickling this guy. That's not gonna cut it. They made horse combat feel good. Admittedly, horse combat I didn't do too much of in the first game. Base game. Like all the bosses that people are like, yeah, you have to use a horse on them. I didn't do a horse. I think like the Dragonkin mutant or whatever it was called. The big ol' like floppy dudes, half dragon man thing underground, huge dude. He's like the only one I used. Use me horsey on. From a design standpoint, though, like this huge wide open area, it does encourage you to get on your horse. Just beating up on some dudes over there. I missed with one of my arrows. Jumping required. I'll be the judge of that. Go on. Figure it out. This is a lie. This message is a lie. Or is it? Hold on now. I can tell by the bloodstains that not all the people here succeeded in what I'm about to try. Whether or not that means it's impossible, I don't know yet. Looks like he died on the landing. Doesn't look like you survived this jump. Huh, I don't know what you were fighting. First off, mushroom. I mean, I am, of course, legally obligated to try. Oh, yeah! No. Doesn't look like it. A horseback combat talisman centered around Adula's moonblade. Really? Really now? Really? Where's Giant Fire Guy? Alright, big old door over there. I want to hug that wall over there too. Been in that cave. I died up ahead, right? Yeah. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I love these trees. As a combat wizard, I always have my melee and my range spells on me. No, I don't. I don't meet the requirements. Like, I'm an affiliate, but partner requires a significant step up from the affiliate requirements. Get down from there. It's like a little runway. They encouraged me to jump down there. Getting closer though, Kay. Yeah, 2 out of the 3 I meet. Big old bridge. Alec Great Bridge. Yeah, over the course of like several weeks on average. Oh my. So that keeps going down that way. We can go under the bridge down that way. I'm not gonna go too far that way just yet, because I want to hit this wall. Follow it around the other side. And we got this big old door over here. I don't know where that goes. Sorry, folks. Had you not picked the fight with me, I wouldn't have picked a fight with you. Did this to yourselves. What? Now that we have one of the Scadus on us, I'm tempted to go back to that underground man who beat the snot out of me. See if the damage reduction is significant or not. Oh, it's all golden now. 666 on Armament 1. Mark of the Beast. I mean, I'm still gonna take a boatload of damage. But I am wearing the Source Seal, which makes me take increased damage. Scadu tree! Carved words coalesce. I abandon here the first of the flesh of my body. Purian Blood Virgin. Multiple NPCs hanging around over here.
Ah, Lady Leda spoke of you. You're that tarnished. Guided here by kindly MacLeod. Weren't we all? I am Freya. I once fought alongside General Radahn. In battle, you can be sure I'll hold my own. Oh, another thing. Did you speak to our dour little friend? If you've yet to do so, have him give you a map of the Cross's whereabouts. You'll find more of them dotted about these lands. They are MacLeod the Kind's footprints. If you've yet to do so, be sure to, assuming you intend to... If you've yet to do so, assuming you intend to trace Kind MacLeod's path.
Fie, another. Treading the heels of MacLeod. Then, as that woman would surely say, we are in our purposes well aligned. But understand, your kind are not forgiven. The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By Marika long betrayed. Set aflame. I believe MacLeod's apologies when he says our delivery will come, but never will I see your kind as worthy. And yet my oath I cannot overlook. If MacLeod is whom you would seek, then comrade, allow me to give you this. These are the sites of the crosses I found. I urge you, follow after MacLeod. As long as you abide by his footfalls, you will be no enemy to me.
Thank you.
I urge you, follow after MacLeod. As long as you abide by his footfalls, you will be no enemy to me.
Who's got the little horns on him? He's a cursed fella. Cursed fella he is. People really seem to be in defeat. Oh yeah. Oh my yes. Oh my yes. A young shoot, heavy with Empyrean blood, used for crafting. My Scadu tree blessing, blue can too. Consume these at sites of grace to bolster your Scadu tree blessing. Bolsters the bearer's ability to deal and negate damage, but has no influence outside the realm's shadow. It's said that when the Scadu tree crumbles from its core, that it will scatter across the entire realm of shadow. People of the Erdtree collect the splinters and use them in prayer. Not resin. Crafting item. The backhand blade. Horn scent for generations. Style of combat surgery of the weapon is marked by spinning slashes and gouging thrust attacks. Leap into the close quarters, take advantage of the enemy's blind spot, and gore them from the side. Inputs determine which side you strike from. Slips below the opponent's guard. The painter is said to have captured the landscape scene during the last moments of those welcomed into death's embrace. The soul of the painter and the vestiges of the dead's last moments can be discovered by visiting the location depicted even now. Piece of a gravestone that started to turn into a spirit. Material used for crafting. A device of fire used by Mesmer's soldiers. Uses FP to conjure tiny fire snakes from the spot that it is thrown. Writhing snakes pursue foes. It's a consumable that makes spirit snakes. That seems fun. Crusty old pants. Everyone likes those. Therion, thank you for that resubscription. America once created several of these physics for Mesmer's sake, but never again. Completely heals and restores all ailments. Glows at night, blossoms mainly in the water side, but used in the practice of spirit medicine. I already understand the map there. Where's the backhand blade? Oh, I don't think it has an exclamation mark. Let's sort by order of acquisition. Alright, order of acquisition ascend. There we go. Wow, damage will go way down. I'll go from 666 damage to 149. Let's take a look at it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Neat. Wow. Very neat. I know I could two-hand these things, I just don't remember how. There we go. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. I like that. Oh, I can definitely still magic. You know what I'm gonna do? To make life easier for me. I'm gonna go into my chest here. In the old weapons department. Let's sort by attack power. Alright, so here are my 3 things that I'm using. Like, I'll probably swap around between my 3 guys here. Cold straight swords. Put the moon veil away. Man, I leveled a lot of stuff up quite a bit, didn't I? Here we go. Here's where we stopped leveling things up. From here on out, everything can go in the box. This will make it a lot easier for me to find new things when I'm looking around. Even though they'll have a little mark on there, after the fact, I want to switch back to, like, whatever weapon I am using. The trick is, I had that equipped. It couldn't go away. What's in the box? Everything. Oh, I know we have the recent tab, but like, let's say I switch to a recent thing, and then I go back to my inventory, and I'm like, alright. Now where are the 4 weapons that, like, 4 or 5 things that I'm switching between as I play? This means I only have new stuff, and the things I've leveled up. Don't have to, like, change my sorting, look around, or anything. Just to keep things nice and easy for me. I shoved the new thing in the box? What was the new thing I put in the box? Oh, yeah, but I've already looked at that one, and, like, we're not using it, so I just put it away. Some of the new things are gonna go in the box after we're like, this is not what we're playing with. Should I shovel my ashes in there too? The black steel great hammer? Alright, I'll take it back out of the box. Just for you. All that stuff stays, this stuff stays, spells stay. Plus 25. Torches probably stay. I'm probably just gonna wait until I find new... Well, maybe I won't put equipment away. Because we might want to change our weight and stuff, and having a lot of options is always good. Same thing with this stuff. Alright. I imagine sleep would be pretty prominent given the, Mickle is the name of the game, right? Alright. I've skadooed. Here's a question that I don't consider a spoiler, because it's very broad. Are there blacksmiths in this world, or do I need to go back for blacksmithing? Alright, we'll go in that door after we, follow this wall a little bit. And answer your question, Mud. About magic. And Temremy Posty. I'm gonna call you Posty until you tell me otherwise. Thank you for that follow, and welcome to the Shake the Box family. Very happy to have you here. Actually, I do want to change up my spells. One of these is a fun spell, but it was for a very specific multiplayer purpose, which is it's very satisfying to try and catch people with this one. But not terribly viable for most fights. I know you're not much for the Souls games, Mud, but like I would encourage you. Like, I would share my library if you wanted to give this a try. There's a lot of fun magic in this game. It's a good wizard simulator, this one. Alright, I definitely like my Dark Moon. A Duelist Blade is great. Let's take the Comet off. Meteor of Astel off. What else do I want to bring with me? Until we find new magic, of course. Unseen Form, Eternal Darkness. Unseen Blade, Mist, Night Comet, Carrion Piercer, Great Sword. This is a nice one, let's grab that. Great Blade Phalanx is fun. Downpour of Stars is fun. You were a caster and you couldn't do damage. Surprised you weren't doing damage. I wreck with magic. I mean, the gavel's really funny. I think I want to bring the gavel. Order! Order! pew, 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 pew. Remind myself of these spells a little bit. Yeah, alright. Allow me to tell you how I think you should play the game, but my favorite way, off stream, is partake in a little vegetation. You know what I mean? Get a little smoky, and then just like very chill, wandering around, exploring. Obviously, it's a hard game where combat can be pretty intense, but a lot of fun. Oh, get off the horse! Get off the horse! Get off the horse! God damn it. Bad time to have a little coughing fit. Hello, Posty! Are you playing the DLC currently? Oh, in that case, goodbye, Posty. I'm sorry. Send them to the abyss. Thank you. Return as Schrodingus the White. They shall be missed. God, no, you weren't premature. If anything, you took too long. You were fine. I mean, what's interesting is they followed. There was a 5-minute delay. They said hello, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'm always excited when we get new friends. And then it just immediately followed into, like, have you heard of this place where you could buy real followers? It's like, fuck right off. Goodbye forever. Like, I sometimes think, like, I know, like, if we go back in time, let's related but different. World of Warcraft's gold farming, right? There's a not insignificant number of gold farmers in the olden days of World of Warcraft who were literally prisoners. I don't mean that in like a facetious or funny way. I mean like literally people in jail, Chinese jails, would be forced to farm golds. And if they didn't meet their quotas, they were beaten to an inch of their lives. There was like a big ol' undercover expose that happened. It was a very interesting read. And like that was at the height of like the gold farming nonsense. At this point, I imagine that's not happening anymore. You hope. But like I think about that sometimes. Like, was that a real person and not a bot? Are they now being beaten in some dank cell somewhere because they didn't meet a quota? I worry about that sometimes. It keeps me awake at night. Yeah, like I don't think gold farming is quite as rampant as it once was. But like the fact that that even happened, like that you could be in a prison somewhere and someone's just like, get in that room with that computer, farm golds. If you don't make enough, we'll beat you to death. Like, good lord. Yeah, I support reporting those. Alright, punk. Well played, punk. The wind-up on my Sea of Stars attack with this, flail is 100 years long. But I love it so much. Like, look at this. It takes 6 days to cast, but it's so cool. Oh, it's still half my health. Woo! Come on! I shouldn't have gone in for a second cast. Alright, we can take this guy. Did he heal? Ah, you bastard. As long as we remember that any hit can kill me, which the plans it becomes simple. This plan is simple. Don't let him hit you. How hard can it be? There's a character named America, yes. Oh no! How'd you close the distance between them so fast? So America is an interesting character in that they're very, very, very important, alright? They are essentially the current... Oh god, trying to explain this while not dying. Mighty out and explain it. I was using all that blood. No healing! Chick! Oh, what are you, out of heals, you piece of garbage? Wee! Oh, right in the kidneys. Oh, Lord. Here's my magic. Suck it! Ooh! Fuck you! Great Sword of Solitude, Helm of Solitude, Armor of Solitude, Gauntlets of Solitude, Greaves of Solitude, and a gentle moment of retrospection The loser who just got his ass handed to him. Fuck you. Alright, to try and sum things up really quick. So, basically, in this world, the lands between, which is kind of an amorphous concept. Like, I'm not sure if we have a concrete concept of what is the lands between. Is it an afterlife? Is it a physical, literal space? That's not really important. Just know that that's what it's called. That's where the primary chunk of the game takes place. We are summoned here by a little fading glimpse of light called grace. Like, a light of grace. And the idea is, in this place, the current power dynamic is the Elden Ring, which represents, I guess you could say, order? The Greater Will's order? But at some point, an event called the Shattering happens, which is very complicated. There's a lot of different factions involved that want one thing or another, but the Elden Ring was broken. And death, as we understand it, was kind of removed from the equation. So, like, things aren't dying right, which is why, like, you die, you come back, you die, you come back. There's, like, a lot of, like, shambling corpses that just want to rest. And you can kind of pick a side in this, in how you want to address the shattering of the Elden Ring. You could put it back together in different ways at the end of the game. Yeah, it's a physical manifestation of the fundamental concepts of reality in this world. But, like, an important part of the game is you start learning, like, there isn't just, like, one god at play. There's a lot of external forces that kind of reach out and choose representatives of their cause. The character Marika kind of works for the Greater Will.
Remember what to do whenever anyone says a secret word, right?
That's right! Scream real loud! First off, well done. So it dead ends, but we killed him. We got his stuff. But Marika is the representative of the Greater Will. They run the show right now. But there's a lot of other factions involved, vying for power. This puts me in heavy load. Steel chest armor of the Knight of Solitary Jail. Part of a heavy armor set that covers the whole body in overlapping plates of steel, bedecked with a black cloak. The nameless mausoleums in the realm of Shadow are said to hold the spirits of warriors who lost their names or their hearts. Mighty Odin's going to go into more detail for you. I'll give you the broad strokes. The character that's very prominent in this DLC is... what's the right term? Empyrean? They're an Empyrean? Is this a Secret Kingdom Hearts sequel? Yes. They are like one of the children of Marika. Yeah, impossible inheritors of the Greater Will. A candidate for godhood. They are a child of Marika. But they, as far as we know, it's very loosey-goosey. I'm sure we're going to learn more. They didn't quite like how things are being run. And so, they are here doing something to the effect of, I don't like how things are going down. They tried to make their own tree, like the Erdtree, the giant tree, which I guess is called the Scadu tree. That's the blue kin too. You can Scadu tree over there, is my understanding. I could very much be wrong. Again, I haven't played or thought about this game too much for a little while. I should have really sat down and watched some nice lore recap videos beforehand. If you really want to, like, sink into the worlds of this game, Cactus, there's a number of YouTube channels that you could watch that do an excellent job of presenting this in great detail with awesome voices. Vadi Vidya being the most prominent one, and his voice is very soothing. Great falling asleep videos, I would say. See, I'd say it makes a significant difference, these Scadus. Holy hell, they make a difference. So it looks like if we go through this door, I'm assuming this might be a legacy dungeon. Because it looks big. Looks fancy. We also have a bridge going into this direction. And it looks like if I follow the road down, that could be a bit of a dead end. So I might want to do that before I head up. So I'm going to follow the road first. And then we'll probably go take a look at this big castle over here. What I like about Elden Ring is your character isn't necessarily important. Like, they're definitely doing important things, but they're just one of many people kind of pursuing their own goals in the game worlds. And you get to choose what your goal is going to be as you meet other characters and learn more about the worlds. And as I mentioned, I partnered with a character who is also a child of all these important god figures, who I think has, ooh, Ash of War, Savage Lion's Claw. I'm gonna get distracted constantly. You can stare up with a guy who likes staring and reading and studying the Golden Order. You could side with a god of fucking burn it all down chaos. You could side with a dude who just wants to curse everybody to suffer all the time, not the nicest man. Grants affinities and skills to an armament. Savage Lion's Claw skill. Skill of the particularly brave, even among the Redmanes. Somersault forward, striking foes with armaments. An additional strike may be performed with an additional input. Swords, axes, and hammers. But again, part of my joy in this is how much, like, mythology it all reads and comes across. Like, there's a character that people talk about and they're like, yeah, he stopped the stars. And you're like, okay, I don't know what that means. Like, yeah, that dude stopped the stars. Neat. And, like, when you finally do get involved with him and, like, defeat this character, stop him, like, you find out, literally, like, in a cosmic sense, the stars stopped moving in the sky. So, like, if people's fates are tied to celestial bodies, their fates are frozen. The stars are stopped. And it's like, I like how loosey-goosey that is in, like, a mythological sense. It reads like something you would hear in school, learning about the exploits of gods and demigods in, like, Greek mythology. And then you get involved and you're like, oh shit, no, he, like, literally stopped the sky from moving. That's pretty cool. Yeah, thus did Loki drink the river, that kind of stuff. Impossible, larger-than-life things. It's really fun. A joy of FromSoft in general, their storytelling style is often... It's a little hands-off in the sense that you could read into it in multiple different ways. People get into severe drawn out arguments on the internet about what certain things could mean. It's great. But this one in particular, like, it really does read just like handed down myths and legends, and you're playing a character that's just caught in the middle of it after ages and eons of gods fighting and people just trying to pass down what they think they understand about those situations. And you get to make your own story as you go. Be it through emergent storytelling of like what happened to you in the game world, and also like how you choose to interpret the things characters say to you. It's good stuff. That's a lot of purple items. Are those tombs player tombs? No, these are like weird little phantom-y things. For other players, let me find a couple examples for you. So this message right here, this is a message left by another player. Enemy ahead, therefore night required. So they're letting me know they figured out that at nighttime, someone will be here for me to fight. So if you see those in the ground, those are messages from other players. Furnace Visage. Greater Potentate's Cookbook 2. Furnace Visage. If you see a red little splotch on the ground, that means a player died. And if I click on that, it'll show me how that player died. Who's the ghost that keeps... There's a ghost?! If you see, like, transparent people kind of fade in and out, those are other players right now. Like, that's an active person playing the game somewhere else. I really enjoy the kind of asynchronous passive multiplayer of this game. It just makes it feel very ethereal. Very otherworldly. Oh, this is a crafting material? Yes, you could summon them into your world. You could be summoned into their world to help them. You could be invaded by other players. Stone mass surrounded by curled horns, depicting the fell god of fire that haunts the sagas of the horn scent. Hefty furnace pot. You know, next time we find a site of grace, we'll craft some of these new pots. I want to check out a new pot. A frustrating element of Elden Ring and all FromSoft games, really. It's not FromSoft's fault at all. It is very much just people being people. But you'll definitely find people that they think there is a right way or a wrong way to play the game, and they will be jerks on the internet about it. So if you do get into this game, just ignore everybody. You play the game however the fuck you want. You will find people that are like, oh my god, dexterity builds? Fucking asshole, why play the game that way? Magic? Why play the game with magic? Strength? Every version of it exists. You summon other players? You use spirit ashes? Ah, you disgust me. Yeah, how dare you use ashes? And for me, it's like, how... I don't understand how you would want to play a game and be like, there's a whole host of features that are cool? Why would you do that? Why would you use those features in the game? It's like, because I want to experience all of the game. I don't understand willingly, like, denying yourself part of the game. At least on your first time through, like, if you want to do a challenge run, go for it. Like, you want to set rules for yourself, totally, understand, I do that all the time. But, like, by golly, at least try it a few times, like, experience how fun it is. Yeah, because I have a cool-ass jellyfish, exactly. Wearing a pot in your head and soloing the boss is the objective right away to play the game. Like, for every single game that exists, If there's a way to play it that you find fun, that's the right way. Done. End of discussion. There is no more to say on the matter. If it is fun for you that way, that's the right way. I do love the idea, like... So Gomper is making a reference to a player of this game. Someone called their character Let Me Solo Her. They found the hardest boss in the game. They put a little outfit together in a build. And they would put down their summon mark for players to summon them. And they would just beat this boss over and over and over again. Hundreds and hundreds of times. Thousands of times. And From Software heard about them. And they actually recreated the sword they use. And sent them a recreation of that sword. And that is awesome. Like, this person has a dope replica of the sword they like. Please stop eating my brain. I use that. Haha, asshole. Yeah, you enjoy playing it naked at the library? That's the right way to do it. But that kind of stuff is awesome. Like, character became a legend. A living legend. And the company sent them a dope-ass sword. Like, A+. A+. Given that this game sold gangbusters and was... top of the play charts for ages, I don't feel like I need to sing his praises too much. Like, if you haven't played it, I recommend it. I heartily recommend it. And then they nerf summons for a fight. I mean, it's a hard fight. It took me quite a few tries. Still less difficult than Robo Millennia, as I call that one boss in Armored Core 6. I feel like it took me more tries on that than it did actual Millennia. Ailment Talisman. For when you want to be sick. Then they nerf Rivers of Blood and Moonveil. Probably for the best. In the multiplayer component, at the very least. I do like that a lot of the nerfs, not all of them, but a decent chunk of them, are only applicable when you're in multiplayer, which is pretty neat. Took you 100+ tries and over 20 hours to beat Millennia the first time? It didn't take me that long, since I was streaming it, so we could easily find out the exact numbers if we wanted to with the VODs. But it certainly took me a few tries. I didn't summon any players on it. I did use Spirit Ashes, but they were useless in the fucking Millennia fight. But it did help just to have something pull aggro every once in a while before they died tragically. Every time. Millennia is just fast enough and strong enough that even other players, they will die. Not that I would know. I didn't summon other players, because I played this game the right way. So we got like a shack. It's a little blighted. So we got weird little gross fly people and some dude that was coughing up bloody flies on me. And we picked up an item. Talisman depicting a soul taken by sickness. When certain ailments are triggered, this talisman grants resistance to the same ailments. When the weak were infected with the dreaded fly sickness, they perished well before the metamorphosis could take hold. Oddly, those who cared for the infected and made certain they were given a proper burial were never afflicted themselves. There is a wrong way to play it, and it's whoever reviewers do it. I do find it funny how hard people are on reviewers. And like, it all comes from a place of just ignorance. Not like a severe ignorance. Just like, if you think about it for a little while, you could probably figure out, like, these people have to review a lot of games. They have lives and families. And when you present them with a game like Elden Ring, it's like, alright, review this game that takes, like, 100+ hours. And will tax your reflexes and your pattern memorization. And you're doing it while, like, reviewing other games too, don't forget. So, your muscle memory will betray you. I try to keep that in mind. It's like, don't judge too hard. Except for Cuphead. The people that tried to review Cuphead and just couldn't get past the tutorial. Sorry, it's too... Can't not judge you a little bit. Almost like reviews are a broken system built for clickbait profit. Depending on the website, sure. I feel like there are right ways to do reviews, and the right ways are... You find a website that has more than one reviewer, probably, but not too many, and you get to know them. Because not everyone should like Elden Ring. It'd be weird if everybody in the world liked it. So you find reviewers that kind of mirror your tastes and sensibilities, and then, as you get to know them, you could go, okay, yeah, this person kind of, like, understands what I like because they like similar things. I could trust their reviews. Like IGN, they love everything. Reviews are for people who haven't played the game, exactly, but they're also for... Like, I feel like my system at this point is I have friends that I know are going to play things that I'm also interested in. They'll probably get to them before me, and I ask them what they think of the game. Or I have a few YouTubers that, like, understand, or they don't understand my sensibilities. They mirror my sensibilities. And how they feel about the game lets me, like, get an idea. Well, I like it. But websites like IGN at this point are, like, useless. They're useless. You look at reviews for entertainment. I enjoy. You're a YouTuber and you understand me. Oh, fair point, fair point. Honestly, like, folks that do both Twitch and YouTube are an interesting, like... Because of how Twitch works, where it's a back and forth. Like, I do actually get a sense for folks' sensibilities. I've definitely recommended things to individuals that are regulars here, where I'm like, I think you would be into this. Oh, nah, I missed it. I gotta start over. Oh, how it hurts from very tip to toe. Oh, help me. I must ask, am I human still? Is that the reason I yet suffer so? I feel like I've made this comparison point in the past, but like, the big thing for me with Elden Ring, it's true now and it was true my first time playing through it. It really manages to capture a feeling that I had when I was a kid. Like, NES and Super NES games had this aspect to them where if you didn't read the fucking manual that came with the game, there was no explanation for what was going on. So, like, as a kid, you turn on The Legend of Zelda, and you're just a dude in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know why or how anything's happening. You just start exploring. And that sensation was magical to me. Like, that's the high I always chase with games, I think. And I think a little too often games are very willing to, all right, welcome to the game, here's everything. I want you to know everything. You got it all? All right, let's go. Elden Ring was very much like, all right, here you are, have fun. It's just like, oh, fuck, this place is huge. And you just start wandering around, going on an adventure. You make your own adventure. I love that. And again, I know you just brought up Caves of Cud. Caves of Cud does that to me every time I play it, because the world has some landmarks that I can rely on, and they help me kind of, like, direct my attention. But a large part of it's just, like, me making my own adventure, having my own fun, going off exploring. You miss games where you had to draw a map? I've never been great at drawing maps, so I kind of appreciate games like this where I find map chunks, but I have to fill in the actual important parts. And again, Caves of Cud, another game that I absolutely love, but not everyone will love it, nor should they. It's definitely more of a niche experience for a lot of folk. It's easy to get overwhelmed with all of the games we're talking about, for sure. Like, non-linear stuff can be a little overwhelming. For a second, I thought I heard footsteps behind me. Alright, I need to look at the map myself real quick. Wrapped around, wrapped around. Alright, I want to hit the wall and just make sure I go around a little lakey thing. One thing I loathe about Souls-like is what a toxic conversation's been discussing these games, which should be considered fun. I mean, the problem is not confined to the Souls games, because good lord. Like, any game that has fans, it's just a shit show every time. Like, even the most wholesome stuff that you would think everyone could just have a nice time with, you're gonna find just nightmare people ruining it for everyone else. Like, friggin', how am I forgetting the name of this game? I'm remembering the other game. The guy who made Deltarune. The game that put him on the zeitgeist was blank. Undertale. Undertale. Like, Undertale, you look at that game and you're like, there's no way people could be fucking monsters about this. They're monsters about it. I try my best to not let fandom ruin stuff for me, because otherwise I won't have anything. Like, I like Rick and Morty. I think Rick and Morty's a really good show. It has bad episodes, it has great episodes. It's a TV show. All TV shows have some bad episodes, some great episodes. But, like, good lord, telling people you like Rick and Morty can just be an invitation for, oh, you're one of those people. It's like, no, no, no. I'm not a crazed lunatic, thank you very much. My Hero Academia was ruined for you by the fandom. Like, everything can be ruined. Ruined by fandoms.